Hey,
Oh, we're going? It's live?
he's disappearing.
We're live?
I
Reviews! Wait, I don't say reviews.
Scary movie, yo.
Back up in here, yo!
It
It.
Chapter 2,
Dos. It.
the sequel,
Sequel of It.
the film to end all clown films.
The clown's coming for you, yo.
This is a spoiler review.
Spoilers in your face.
Thank you, everyone, for liking, commenting, and subscribing on all our videos. We appreciate the love. Thank you and hello to all our new subscribers.
Welcome to love. So we talk about how they ripped its heart out? Because they ripped its heart out.
Yep, we're definitely going to talk about that.
They took its heart out.
Like a Mayan sacrificial ritual.
They did like Indiana Jones.
And they passed it amongst all the kids and they ate
They
it.
did the Indiana Jones thing. Ouija.
Oh, Nam Shabbat, Nam Shabbat, Nam Shabbat.
And they pulled his heart out. And
Okay.
But they actually did that.
They
though.
do actually pull his heart out.
And it's still beating.
So, I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's how it ends. They literally pull its heart out and then they squish it with their hands.
It's a scared beating heart.
Yeah. It's a scared little beating heart. They pulled out.
And if we believe you're small, you will be small.
Yeah. They still haven't got the ending of this movie right.
I'll be honest with you. I have never read the book, so I don't even know how it's supposed to end in the book. But you just don't feel satisfied with the ending.
You don't feel it. It doesn't feel.
The way it ends, literally, you feel like Pennywise is going to pop out any second and kill them.
Yes.
Like it's not a real ending.
Yeah, it just seems like it's still there, and he gave them ending for them, and it's not really like it didn't really kill him, and he's still gonna pop back into town.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's kind of how it feels, and like when you watch it, you're just like, is it? Like that's how you end it. You made him smaller, and then you took his heart out, and then you said, okay, there you go.
I was expecting like a whole
5
lot
hours
more.
worth of movie, and you crush his heart.
There's a huge hype about this whole ritual that they're gonna do from like the Indian ritual. It needs to be this, that, and the other. They need to go around and get these totems, burn the totems. It'll make him appear in his original form, and then once he's in his original form, they can kill him.
Yeah.
But then of course, Mike doesn't tell him that there's more to the story. That those
People that originally did the thing died.
Didn't do it right.
It was like basically we basically kind of said it was Pennywise was basically directing him to this like outcome, like, hey, this is how you beat me, so come beat me.
Yeah.
He was like, haha, you didn't tell them what really happened to these fools, did you? They died violently. Ha.
By my hand.
By my hand only.
So, I don't know. I wasn't satisfied with the ending, which is a running joke.
Yeah, which is a running joke of the actual movie itself, is like the writer doesn't know how to basically end his movies and books. So it's good, but the ending sucks. And it's like, did you know this already when you made this movie?
Very strange. Stephen King does do a cameo as the, I guess it would be like a pawn shop?
Or antique shop.
Antique shop. Where he has his silver bike, silver chariot that he rode back when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Very funny moment right after he buys it. He's like, this thing can outrun the devil. And the handles come down and he like falls off the bike because it's basically rideable.
Yeah.
And somehow through movie magic, the handlebars magically get fixed. It's not squeaking anymore. And he's just pedaling down the road as
And
fast
using
as
it the entire rest of the movie like he didn't need a car.
Yeah. That was strange.
Like the rest of the movie, it's all bike. And it's like when he bikes to the end and then they meet them there and he's like, how you doing here? Well, they drove. Like
that would have been hilarious.
Like they drove here. Like he biked.
That would have been hilarious if they were like, how'd you guys get here so fast? We're adults, Mike or Bill. We drove in the freaking car.
Yeah, like
that'd have been good. I think anyway, that'd have been good.
That'd been good. I thought they were gonna say that when he walked up, and I was like, and he's looking around like surprised that they were there. I'm like, yeah,
I legit said that to the person next to me. I was like, why don't they just beat him to the house?
Yeah.
And drive a car.
Yeah, because he's biking everywhere. I gotta go save this boy.
Wow. Wicked witch, huh? Yeah. I honestly don't have anything else to say about it.
Like, it was just so much. Like, they did a good job of special effects with it morphing into different things in the town to scare and do things, which is, I mean, yeah, it's cool trying to get jump scares, but I think the first one was more psychological, that it didn't have that many jump scares.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, like, psychologically scary. And this one, they kind of ran out of, like, they tried to do psychological, but they didn't do a good job of, like, really tying it into the characters. Like, there's a scene where that's stuck in that like bathroom.
Oh yeah.
When it's filling up with blood, but they don't explain like, okay, is it she was hiding there when she had her period, so that's why there's blood coming up. Like I don't understand why like, and everyone's trying to break in the door. Like it didn't resonate with anything. It was just random people trying to get it in the door while she's in there bleeding.
Bowers. Did you like Bowers?
Bowers is pointless. Like, they literally made him pointless. Like, I thought, okay, he's gonna be something I have to overcome. And the first thing he comes up, yeah, he stabs him in the face, but then he gets stabbed in the gut. And the next time you see him, he was like, yo, get off me. And then he gets stabbed in the head. And then he's dead.
You know why, though, right?
I know he's hurt, but still, it's like, it's not the same.
He made the mistake and came for Mike. That's why.
Mike was like, oh, you ran up on me like that. He ran up on Mike. Mike was like, suplex.
Mike was like, I dealt with you before. I will deal with you again.
Yeah. But it was just like, it was pointless. He had two points in the actual movie. Like, you saw him, like, okay, he's in the crazy house. He basically breaks out. And you're like, okay, like there's something I overcome that's gonna help it, and it's gonna do this, and it was just like he shows up, gets handled, because he gets stabbed by his own knife, doesn't die from that, even though he should be dead because he basically got stabbed in the heart.
He's powered by it.
Yeah, so that didn't kill him, but then the axe to the head kills him. So I was just like, and then they didn't even bring up the fact that like. His boy is dead driving him around.
That was interesting.
Like his dead boy is literally driving him around. And I'm like, alright, well, maybe they'll have a thing where the two of them come out and they're like, oh crap, like he's still like moving and he's dead? No. Like he died and then you just don't see his character again. Like, dude was driving around the entire time. Like he run out of jail, had the car waiting.
Yeah.
Had the car waiting when he breaks out. And was just like, we're out. Like, face decayed, everything.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Like, they didn't even go into explanation or nothing. I mean, you had 2-something hours.
They have that quick flashback of showing, like, which one of his friends that he is.
Yeah, I mean, you know who it is. But, like, my thing is, like, he's literally outside the gate in a car, running. When he gets out.
Like, you have an it zombie outside the vehicle, just, like, outside the like insane asylum.
Yeah, you have a zombie as your private chauffeur. Like,
someone should say something, unless.
Yeah.
But then again, it's Derry, right? So.
I guess because it's just the magic in the area. I don't know, like let's go. But that was just like all right, and then he didn't do anything, so he wasn't even a major obstacle. Like they didn't even mention him. They axe to the head. They don't talk about him.
Even Eddie getting stabbed, like in the face, was kind of comical.
Yeah, because he was just kind of like, oh, what the hell? And then he just, like...
Because he was like, Powers is in the room, stab my face.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. He took a knife to the face rather well.
Yeah, he did ah, and then he kind of like did that whole thing back into the shower, and then kind of just closed it, where dude was like, huh? And then stabbed him. Like, that was actually a smooth move.
Powers is in there, he has a knife. Stab me in the face with it.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, what?
Yeah.
And they go in there and it's like, oh, I jumped out of I don't know what story they're on.
Yeah, the like second story of the thing just jumped out, and then he like after he lands, he pulls it out like his heart. And I'm like,
ha ha ha, I got my knife.
Which was a little weird too. You just pulled out his heart, he's alive, but you stab him in the brain and he dies. I guess the zombie rules. Okay, once again, I explained. Cool.
I mean, it was kind of like more in the middle, really the heart. It's pretty close though.
I mean, he's a human. He's stabbed in the chest. Should die. Just like.
He's a human. That means doesn't die.
I mean, with no medical attention, I mean, you basically,
He's running off of fear and I don't know, insaneness.
Yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. And I think that's the thing with the movie was that, and then you have like the flashbacks of them as kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that annoyed me because I'm like, well, we had a whole movie as them being kids.
Yep.
I actually enjoy the kids acting, but then every time they flash back, it overshadows the adults because you're like, oh, I actually want to see the kids again more than I want to see the adults because they did a really good job. So now you basically undercut the adult acting. If they just left the adults, it would have been fine. But you're undercutting them because the adults aren't in the kid movie.
Nope.
They're not like, flashing forward and giving them glimpses in the kid one. They're only doing it here, so you're undercutting your previous movie.
Which I think would have been cool, actually.
Yeah. And then you're flashing back to scenes. I'm like, we thought we saw everything in the first one. So now you're like, oh, here's this underground, clubhouse. What? They had an underground clubhouse? Where was the underground clubhouse in the first one? Okay. Here's a scene where it came from them in like the school. Where was that in the first movie? It came from them in the park. Where is this? Like all these scenes that could have been in the first movie because it happened during that time didn't happen. So they're rebaiting stuff that happened solo.
It's weird because in this film they used the opportunity to give them memories.
Yes.
Were moments that wouldn't be memories for the audience. It would only be for the character.
Yeah.
Right? So, like when they have that fight and there's that, I don't know how many days or whatever goes by that they don't talk to each other, you see that they were faced with it during that separation. And then in this film, they talk about that or they show you what happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
but my thing too is like, okay,
cool, but at that point, it literally seems like you're just giving me an extended version of part one.
Yeah. You're just showing me like, oh, this is deleted scenes from the first movie.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we understand that they all had to deal with it. And I'm like, them dealing with it in the first movie was still better than them dealing with it in the flashback they're doing now.
Yeah.
I'm like, the scene she has, like in the house when she flashes back.
Oh yeah.
And with the old lady, I'm like, it's still not better than the scene she has as a kid where it's in her bathroom and the blood is everywhere. Like, that's a better scene.
Yep.
So it's just kind of like the scenes that they're having. It's just like, all right. Like even like they do the take back on the 3 doors.
Oh yeah.
In the house. They do it now as an adult, and it's like, oh, scary, very scary, not scary.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's flipped. We shouldn't do it. And then they open it, and they're just like, oh, never mind. I'm like, but even the 3 doors when they did it, like, dude ended up in like a little room with a bunch of clown heads, which was awesome.
Which is good because he legit admits that that's what he's
straight up, and he's like, they're all there, and they're doing all that. I'm like, you open it and it's a dog, and you're like, yeah, it's a funny joke, and it's like, okay, because he mentioned it earlier, like, oh yeah, the dog, is it going to be a Pomeranian, and then that's what the dog that's there. Yeah, that's a gag, but it, like, the dog's going to turn into something, and you're just waiting for like, okay, when's the wait 1 second there and like turn around and not pay attention, and the dog's going to do something, and it's just like, you kind of pulled all like your jump scares, your little transformations so much in the first one that like it's all expected in the second one.
Yeah.
And you weren't building off your characters.
It really is. Like again, it's more one of those things where you expect more from it and then you get somewhat of what you wanted. And I can see why it's getting mixed reviews right now because for the hype that a lot of people put on this, I don't think it delivers.
Yeah, I mean, and part of the hype was because the kids did a great job on the first one, and you're like, oh, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
If they keep the same type of writing in the second one, okay, I can see how they do it, but it's kind of hard because they're trying to do 2 separate stories, but they're interconnected, and it kind of feels like the adult side doesn't really connect well with the kid side.
the other thing I want to bring up too before we leave, I don't know about for you, but in your theater, did you notice that they really tried to uh, set the tone when it was a dark scene? The scene was really dark, and then when it was like daytime, it was very bright.
Yeah, I kept that to the dark, and you can't see that he's in the dark and he's in the shadows.
So I can appreciate setting the tone or the mood of a film based off the colors and section of.
And yeah, even like when it was up there, they kind of changed the color,
like the hue and tint change. Like, I'm all for that because they did it in the Matrix and did it. This film, not so much. There's some scenes that I think are a little too washed out, a little too dark. That like were done unnecessarily. Like even when she's in the apartment, there's some scenes where it's like just a little too dark.
Yeah.
Like almost unnecessarily. Like they're games where they like want you to have your settings down real dark, so you have a hard time like finding out or not seeing something that's gonna scare you.
The only scene that worked well in the dark was the little girl.
Yeah,
that was little girl scene where she goes to the bleachers.
Totally makes sense why that one's dark.
And that one worked really well, where he's there with the light and you can barely see the silhouette of his face.
That totally makes sense.
That one worked well, and I think it would have been more of him terrorizing like the like they're going there to save. I feel like their motivation should have been to saving the current kids. Like, yeah, they made a promise to come back. I feel like it would have been better motivation than going, hey, we went through this as kids. Let's save the current kids from. And they kind of did that when he was like trying to save that one boy. And I'm like, that's what should have been more motivation. Like, we need to save the current children of Mary from having to deal with it and live through it.
Yep.
And it like they were there, but it's like you see the girl and she's there, but there was no real like tie-in to why she dies.
Yeah.
Like, it's a cool scene. I liked it, but
she's the girl that
she got the little doll from, but the guy that got beat up, but she had no actual connection to any of the characters. Mm-hmm. So there was no real reason to even see her again.
Yeah.
Except the fact that hey, it's in the town going around killing kids.
Killing kids again.
Yeah. So, which I think they should have did a better job. Like, hey, let's save these kids and let's do this, and this has been happening for 20-something years. Let's finally stop.
Let's rally together.
And this has been going since the beginning of this town has been founded. Like let's stop.
Which is weird. Like, do you remember the scene where they're like, "Oh, he's been here forever?" And he's like, "Oh, not forever. Just only like a couple million years." I'm like, no, because like in his story, it was only like a couple hundred years.
Yeah, I mean, he's making a joke, but like it's not here forever. But it's been there for a long time. I'm like, all right, like we get it, but it's just so much of stuff that they could have done better with motivation with adults and their interaction. And, I mean, the special effects are cool. They did a good job. They did a good job Pennywise transforming. It's just the emotional story attached to like everything. Like when they put the kid in the treehouse, the clubhouse, whatever, and it's sinking. It's like you don't like. I don't get that. There's no the only one that had an actual emotional one where he.
It's where. So.
Because like there's no like attachment.
That's supposed to be him not facing his fears, right? So that last part towards it's supposed to be everyone not being honest, still as an adult, if they still haven't faced their fears, right? He's still afraid of being alone.
Yeah.
Which is odd though, because in the beginning of the film he is alone, right? He doesn't even want to go in and talk to people, but he just wants to be alone. Yeah, he doesn't want to be in office. But in reality, he is actually afraid of being alone.
Yeah, but I mean, I say like they don't play that up throughout the movie.
Yeah,
that's what like all the stuff that see like is there.
And he never told the truth. Like he was afraid to tell Bev the truth.
Like, and that's the thing. Like they didn't give a whole part of like you see like 3 or 4 times in the movie where he's trying to tell her, and then he doesn't. Like there's like one kind of scene where he's like about to kind of tell her, and that was it. But they didn't really. It'd been better if like been a running thing where he's trying to tell her and he gets interrupted or he doesn't get the nerve or something like that.
Oh, I know. Best way to summarize it as a whole. You said it earlier in our first video. There's a lot of anti-climatic moments in the film.
Yes.
Where like it could be like a great moment, and they do not capitalize.
Like
on
the
it.
only character that did well was Bill, right? The lead one.
Oh yeah.
That's his only character that actually had like a complete attachment. Okay, from Georgie to there, and him having to deal with the fact that like his actual, it's my fault. it's my fault my brother died, and I wasn't there because I didn't want to play with them. And then it even confirming the only reason why I took your brother is because you weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
And so him trying to save the other kid and couldn't do it, and it telling like, yeah, another one you couldn't save.
And all the while, Pennywise is technically trying to use that to amp the fear because he's like, okay, well, he was the first one not to be afraid of me, but he's also the first one that I affected.
Yes.
Right? And so you see that where Pennywise is trying to, again, attack the leader and to make them all fall. So.
And then the fact that him overcoming that, and that's the only one that really like you got it. Okay, that his tied up nicely. Everyone else was kind of like, all right, because even the mouth that was out there, it's basically he didn't. Like he had a secret, but he never came out with
Richie?
it. Yeah, Richie. He never came out with his secret.
Bill Hatter's character.
Yeah, he never came out. So
I
he
like
never.
his Job of the Hood impression.
Yeah. Like so, his secret that he kept in, like his character never really like. They kind of implied that he did, but he never really did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. That's all I have for spoilers. Anything else for you?
That's pretty much it. We've gone through and dissected this movie down.
Pretty well, I think.
Yes.
Thanks for all the likes, comments, subscribes.
Share it to everybody.
Everybody out there, we'll see you on our next AI Reviews. Spoilers, how does it end?
How does it end?
Bum bum bum.
Give me a hard ending.